In this episode, we head to the Hunter Valley in New South Wales for a private wine tour with our own sommelier, Matt from Sydney Prive, visiting some of the region's most iconic wineries along the way. We stop at Tyrrell's, one of Australia's oldest family-owned wineries and home to the famous VAT one, Semillon. Before heading to Hungerford Hill for an incredible food and wine pairing featuring dishes like ocean trout roulade and venison sliders. Lunch was at Bistro Molyneux, perched above the vineyards with sweeping views and beautiful French-inspired food that completely lived up to all the hype. Along the way, we also share where to stay, the best way to visit the wineries if you're planning a Hunter Valley weekend, and a few things that might surprise you about the region. Keep listening to the end to hear about hot air ballooning over the vines, why Hunter Valley Semillon is called Australia's gift to the wine world, and the outdoor concert scene that has attracted some huge international artists over the years. So please enjoy episode 147. And if you'd like to see all the pictures that go with this episode, with the views and the vineyards that we went to, then please go to the podcast player you're listening on and click the link in the description there. Good morning, Lyle, and how are you today?
I'm excellent, thank you.
We're back to talk
Leonita.
about... Oh, it's good to know. We're back to talk about one of our favourite subjects, and that's wine. Wine regions, travel,
absolutely.
wine,
Yeah,
more
yeah.
wine,
Yeah, more
views
wine.
and wine, food
Yep.
and wine. So, as I said in the intro, we are off to the Hunter Valley.
Yep.
Yeah. And which is obviously in New South Wales, Australia, for those who live here. But do you want to give us a little bit of information about the Hunter Valley and where it is and that sort of stuff, just so people listening can find out, because it's a really popular little wine region.
Yes. The Hunter Valley, located about 2 hours north of Sydney in New South Wales, is Australia's oldest wine growing region. Renowned for its Semillon, Shiraz and Chardonnay, it is a premier tourism destination featuring over 150 salad-d'ours, gourmet food and the Hunter Valley Gardens, alongside a major industrial area for mining and energy. The Hunter Valley is Australia's oldest wine region, established by Europeans in the 1820s, initially a coal and timber hub discovered by John Shortland in 1797. The first small vineyards were planted on the banks of the Hunter River in the early 1820s. The father of Australian wine, James Busby, in the early 1830s bought about 20,000 cuttings from Europe, including Shiraz and Semillon, that still define the region today. By the 1840s, vineyards grew to over 500 acres, with families like the Wyndhams establishing major estates. The sandy, low fertility soils in some areas helped protect the region from the Phylloxera pest that devastated other global vineyards, allowing them to retain some of the oldest vines in the world. From the 1960s-70s onward, the region became a major tourist hub known for its unique, low-alcohol, long-lived Semillon and spicy Shiraz.
And it became a really big tourist destination because of its locality to Sydney as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can't fly into the Hunter Valley, and Sydney is a couple of hours away, but it's the capital of New South Wales, so you can fly in there and hire a car. And so it's always been very popular.
Yeah, and
Weekend
it's
spot
also
as well.
Newcastle's
Sure.
a
It's grown a lot. Like years ago, back sort of in the 60s, Newcastle probably it was much more industrial, and I don't even know, you could probably fly into Newcastle from regional parts of Australia. It's certainly changed now. So Sydney would have been the main port, but now, Newcastle, which is actually a really nice city.
So why did we go there?
What can I tell? Or do you want to?
Yeah, no, you go for it.
This is part of a trip we went on from Sydney, and last year when I turned 60, my family gave me
Are you 60? Really?
60. My family gave me a gift of a luxury time away, and you got to come along too, so lucky I'm 60. We flew, they paid for our flights, we flew to Sydney, we stayed in luxury accommodation in Darling Harbour, and part of that was a private wine tour with a company called Sydney Prive, and it was a whole day trip where we got picked up in Sydney and went and had a wonderful day in the Hunter Valley. didn't we?
We did.
It was really a good day. And Matt was the guide. He owns the company.
Yep.
And he's a sommelier.
Look, it was just the best day. Matt had called us the day before to just basically check on the arrangements. He picked us up at the Star Casino where we were staying, which overlooks the magnificent Sydney Harbour. And anyway, took us for breakfast
at Potts Point.
At Potts Point, which is a pretty flash upmarket
area
part of Sydney itself. And the breakfast was fabulous. And then
it was a pretty easy drive up the highway.
As we said earlier, it was a couple of hours in the car. But Matt, who was Polish, he gave us a bit of his ancestry and also how he had become a sommelier, and that he had worked in some of the best restaurants in Sydney. And he also, obviously, on the way down, explained which wineries we were going to and why he'd chosen those wineries. So it was pretty much 5 stars. So it was great.
Yeah, it was. So thank you, everybody who contributed to that little getaway of ours, which was really nice. So he did give us lots of info, and I think that was why they probably chose that tour, because they know how much we like wine.
And it's probably one of the few that we hadn't been to. I'd never been
to the Hunter Valley.
I knew very little about it. So although I did know that their Semillon was world famous, and actually often called Australia's gift to the wine world, is not provided anywhere else, making it a highly distinctive Australian wine. While young, it is light, crisp and refreshing. Over a decade or more, it transforms into a golden-rich, toasty and complex masterpiece.
So how long?
About a decade.
So people hang on to bottles of wine for a decade.
Yeah, I know, that's strange. Actually, then this is true. We had, it was why did we had a celebration, and we drank a bottle
our anniversary, Lyle.
It was that's right, 11 years from the day we met. And
or Friday, whichever.
or Friday, which is more important.
Friday fun day.
Yeah. So we had a bottle of the VAT 1, which is the most awarded Australian white wine for a long period of time. And so that was...
We've been hanging on to that for a little while.
Yeah, it was at Tyrrell's. Now, why are Hunter Valley Semillon so popular? Grapes are harvested early to maintain high acid and low sugar, meaning low alcohol. It is typically produced without oak, focusing on purity of fruit and vibrant acidity. Its high acid and clean profile make it the ultimate pairing for seafood, including oysters, prawns, and white fish. The Hunter Valley produces high-quality, recognisable, site-specific wine that are heavily lauded by experts. In summary, saying it isn't produced anywhere else means that the exact combination of high acid, low alcohol, no oak, and incredible 10-year toasty aging ability is almost uniquely tied to the Hunter Valley. It's still the Semillon grape, but it's just the way they process it.
But it is an unusual wine region in that it's hot and humid as well.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really get too cold like a lot of the wine regions.
And
it's also protected by the Great Dividing Range. I don't know if you remember, but when you're driving around, the range that you can see is called the Broken Back Range, but that's part of the Great Dividing Range, which divides, the Northern Tablelands from that sort of coastal area.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. But you are from New South Wales.
Yes.
You're a New South Wales country girl.
I am.
Our first winery was the iconic Tyrrell's.
It was Tyrrell's, yeah.
Tyrrell's, yeah.
Now, we love this so much that we joined the club and bought this really lovely wine. And then I was just got an email the other day, and we've ordered another 24 bottles of wine from Tyrrell. So we're not just saying it's good, like we really rate this wine.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
And when you pull into the parking area, it's like a country estate, isn't it? It's got the outbuildings and they're stone and brick. And when you walk out of the car park, you can look down over the valley and then see those mountain ranges in the back. So it was a beautiful area as well. And the Australian bush is always nice. And it was green, that had some rain. So it was really spectacular. And then the tasting room isn't over the top. Some places you go and the tasting rooms are just so elegant and fantastic. This just had a really nice vibe about it, though. And we sat at the end of the bar, just us with Matthew, and we had our own night lady just helping us with the wines. And that was just nice. And then we were able just to wander. And there was like a room that we could go down where they had barrels and stuff. It was, it wasn't over the top, but you could feel the family vibe, I reckon.
The history.
Yeah, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
So founded in 1858 by English immigrant Edward Tyrrell. Tyrrell's is one of Australia's oldest family-owned wineries with over 160 years of history. Murray Tyrrell produced the first commercial Chardonnay in Australia in 1971 and the iconic Vat 1 Semillon. Vat 1 Semillon is widely recognised as Australia's most awarded white wine. Led by fourth-generation family members Bruce Tyrrell and his children, the company continues to produce premium award-winning single vineyard wines. Now, what Leanne was saying about the tasting rooms, it's located in, where is it? Polkambin?
I knew you were going to do that. Pecolbin.
I
get like a chicken.
Pecolbin. Okay, fair enough. Offers a historic and intimate tasting experience at their cellar door. The tasting room is situated within the original rustic homestead property, allowing visitors to sample wines surrounded by 160 years of winemaking history. Offers a range of experiences from standard guided tastings of single vineyard and wine maker selection wines to VIP premium tastings, featuring current and age releases from the family's private cellar. Now, that's the one we did.
Yeah, the VIP one.
Yeah, but it was quite funny because when we were there, Matthew, being our personal sommelier, sort of really did take over the tastings, and he was actually asking for wine that wasn't on the tasting notes, and
he got us some extra attention, didn't he?
Yeah. So, and that was really good. And while I was sort of being involved with all the talking about the wine and that, Leanne was going through picking out which wines we were going to take home. And I was very
happy with my selection.
I was very happy with your selection. I was quite concerned when I saw the bill for it.
Wow.
So, but anyway, we were in the best Semillon winery in the world, and so why not? It was brilliant.
So, what do they say? Life's too short to drink crap wine.
So anyway, it was just a brilliant experience. Loved it. As Leanne said, you walk.
It's iconic. You've got to go to Tyrrell's.
Yeah, Tyrrell's.
Yeah.
It's very Australiana.
Yeah.
Really, for people overseas, it's very, very Australiana.
But also from people from the city, it's a really relaxed atmosphere, and it really is Australian bush.
So our next stop was actually Hungerford Hill.
Yeah, and that's another famous winery, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's like, you see it as you're coming up to it, it's shaped like a wine barrel.
Correct.
Half wine barrel, yeah. It's pretty
cool.
So
entrepreneur John Parker bought the Hungerford family cattle property and planted the first vines despite agricultural reports suggesting the soil was too heavy. A cellar door was built in 1970, followed by Australia's first major wine tourism complex, featuring a restaurant, underground cellar, and a motel, solidifying its place in the region's development. In 2016, the winery was purchased by Sam Arnott of Iris Capital. Under this ownership, the winery has won multiple awards for its cool climate wines from Tumbarumba and Hilltops, along with the classic Hunter Valley styles. That is, for those overseas guests, Tumbarumba is definitely a place in Australia. Located on the Broke Road in Pecolbin. It features a distinctive barrel-shaped cellar door and hosts the prestigious Muse restaurant. Known for its signature epic tastings, which pairs a curated selection of wine with small gourmet bites from the Muse restaurant, or the standard guided tasting offering a focus on educational and friendly atmosphere?
So guess which one we did? Food or no food?
We did the food.
Of course we did.
A sample menu typically includes pairings like ocean trout rillettes with Semillon, pork croquettes with Chardonnay, and venison sliders with Shiraz. The food was outstanding. Like, it was really, really well done. The guy that actually did the tasting, he was so enthusiastic. He was a bit out there, really, and again, very educational. And of course, Matthew's there, and he was also asking the guy for us to be able to taste wines that weren't necessarily on the tastings menu, and so we really got spoiled. Like,
the only problem was the food was so nice, and then we had to go to lunch.
That's true.
So it we sort of took our time to get to lunch, and look, Tyrrell's was stunning. The wine was amazing. Hungerford, the enthusiasm and the food there and the pairings was really good. But my favourite of the day was probably at the restaurant we went to, which also has its own selection of the wines, doesn't it? And when you walk in, it's like
well, I took this straight out of Matthew's brochure
what did he say about
that described the restaurant, and I reckon it is pretty much spot on. So here we go.
All right.
Perched amongst the vines, one of Hunter's true gems, a light-filled country chic spot serves refined French provincial
That's the
fare with breathtaking vineyard views. Think perfectly executed dishes like twice cooked duck with red cabbage and peas, smoked quail, or seasonal specials that celebrate local produce. The service is warm and effortless. The atmosphere relaxed yet special. It's the kind of long lingering lunch that makes the day unforgettable.
You better tell us where it is. We didn't even mention the name yet.
Okay. Awarded Sydney Morning Herald's Good Guide Chef's Hat from 2010 through to 2009, and every year, Robert and Gareth and the team create sophisticated yet rustic French provincial dishes for his ever-changing menu. The actual name of the restaurant is Bistro Molyneux, and the owner is Robert Milanese, and it's just an institution in the Hunter Valley.
Molines.
Yeah, and we were actually quite lucky to get in because the bookings, the advanced bookings for this particular place are very, very high.
Although I did book this months ahead.
Yeah.
Because we were going away and I wanted to make sure we could get the date. So
yeah, I suppose I said that more so for if someone decides to go.
Well, let's go to the Hunter Valley tomorrow.
Yeah. Don't expect to get into Molyneux. But seriously, it was that good.
Yeah.
Now, I remember specifically, Leanne had the French onion soup.
Yep.
And we both had the twice cooked duck fumet. I had the foie gras, which is the
pate,
the duck pate, the duck liver pate, and we shared the creme brulee. And we had a Tyrrell's Semillon.
Okay, it was like beautiful when you walk in. Beautiful brick paving and a pergola above, and it. Even though you're inside, you're almost like you're sitting out on the grass and you're looking down. You are perched up, as that said, above the vineyards. And just there was this beautiful light breeze and the food was magic. It was just perfect.
And the service was there, but you didn't know it was there. And then Robert, actually, the owner, came out and introduced himself to us. Yeah. And I think that's part of the deal we've been with Matt and that sort of thing. But it was definitely special. Yeah, we
felt very, very special, didn't we? It was wonderful, and luckily we had time just to enjoy it because the food was so nice. But we had eaten so much, we just had to slow down a little bit. And I would go back there in a heartbeat. And the thing about it is, you're driving along a country dirt road to get there, aren't you? You're just like, where the heck are we? Where are we going? So you are in the middle of the countryside.
Yeah, and it's just perched on this hill, and it's sort of right on the top, and You've got all the wineries, you're looking down at all the wineries, but it is one of the best restaurants I've ever been to.
And as I always say, I will put a link to the blog post, which has all the photos, and all the places that we're talking about now are going to be in a map embedded on that website. And you'll see the views from the restaurant and the wine tasting rooms that we've been to as well. What the Hunter Valley is also known for, it actually pioneered the outdoor concerts. It used to be people would take a picnic rug and they'd sit outside on the grass and they'd have live music, and it sort of developed from there, and it's become one of the biggest outdoor venues. Like, there's been people play here like Rod Stewart, Elton John, obviously Jimmy Barnes, Cold Chisel. They have the Day on the Green, but it was one of the first. Well, they claim that they pioneered that sort of venue.
The winery tour.
To sit outside, and they've got 3 estates where they hold them. One is Hope Estate, and everyone's probably heard of Roche Estate, where they have all those outdoor concerts. So I know many people who've gone there for the weekend just to go to the concerts, and it's a pretty nice venue area because they're spread out, they're flat, there's lots of green areas around.
Yeah, well, I'll give you the best Hunter Valley attractions, exclusive of wineries. So, top Hunter Valley attractions beyond wineries include exploring the scenic Hunter Valley Gardens, hot air ballooning with Balloon Aloft, and visiting the Hunter Valley Zoo.
Now, the gardens are seasonal, but they also have themed areas. So they have a huge area with waterfalls. They've got a huge area with roses, and then there's seasonal stuff as well. So it changes all the time.
Yeah, I'm sure you would have been disappointed that we didn't do that, but anyway, there was only so much time because obviously it's 2 hours to get there and 2 hours home. So now other top activities include chocolate tastings at the Hunter Valley Chocolate Company.
Oh, I'm disappointed about that too.
Cheese sampling at the Smelly Cheese Shop.
Disappointed about that.
Playing golf at the Vintage, and taking scenic helicopter flights.
Oh, see, my favourite form of transport after hot air balloon.
I noticed you didn't mention the golf, but anyway, so yeah, that's the thing.
There is a big golf resort there. Okay?
Now, the other thing is, look, it is. I don't think many people are going to do a day trip from Sydney to the Hunter Valley. It'd be a weekend thing, but what we've done in other areas, we didn't do it this time because we didn't have to, is you can do the hop on, hop off bus. Now,
if you're in the Hunter Valley, you're saying, so that's where it starts from. It'll pick you up from one of the towns.
So it's mainly that Polkin Bin area.
Pecolbin
Bin area. So there are several popular hop on, hop off wines operating in the Hunter Valley, New South Wales, primarily focusing on that area. These services allow you to visit wineries, breweries, and gourmet food stops at your own pace, with popular options including the IHOP Hunter Valley and the Hunter Valley Hop. It is highly recommended to book wine tastings and tours in advance.
Yeah.
So
we've done them, actually, as you said, we've done them in New Zealand, we've done them in South Australia, the hop on, hop off. It's a great way to do it if you're staying for the weekend and you don't want to drive.
And especially if you like a drink.
Well, and they also pick the best places to go. They give you a selection of where you can go. So, yeah, it's a great idea.
Now, accommodation styles available.
Yeah.
In Hunter Valley, there's the luxury and boutique hotels, high-end stays like the Convent and Spices Guest House offer superior comfort, often featuring vineyard views, on-site, fine dining and spa services. Vineyard Estate cottages, properties like the Dengen Estate.
The what?
Dengen.
Yep.
So that's Degen, Dengen Estate, or the Wandon Valley offer private, often intimate vineyard experiences, resort and golf accommodation. Large venues like Chateau Elaine at the Vintage and the Oak Cypress Lakes Resort feature 18-hole golf courses, swimming pools and extensive leisure.
Now, I've often looked to go to the Hunter Valley, and that's probably why the kids gave it to me, because they knew that's the accommodation that shows up most is that Oaks one.
Oh, okay. Yeah, when I didn't quite finish that. There was extensive leisure facilities. And then you've got the farm stays and rural retreats, family-friendly options like Starline alpacas, farm stays resort allow guests to experience country living.
Cool. There's so a lot of choice. So I'd love to go back there actually and stay a little while. To be honest, there's just so much more in that region, and also you can explore some country towns. There's like Maitland and Cessnock, and even off to Newcastle. It's Lake Macquarie there. It's a beautiful part of New South Wales, that's for sure.
And also the Hawkesbury River.
Sure, that's beautiful.
Because one of the things when I was doing a little bit of research on this is they talked about the Hawkesbury River oysters.
Do you remember driving up? You actually cross over the Hawkesbury River up quite high. It's stunning views all the way up.
Yeah. Look, it is a nice drive. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, look, you're right. Because of what it was a day tour. It was really based around just the wineries
and lunch. And that was fabulous.
And the lunch was great. But yeah, it did give you limited time to have a look at anything else.
But we were treated like VIPs. It was luxurious. It was fabulous. I think you might have had a little nap on the way home.
I'm not sure why you brought that up.
Because one of the last things we did, which I wanted to wake you up for, which I really enjoyed, the way to finish the day was driving back across the Sydney Harbour Bridge.
All right.
And that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, you look up and there's the Opera House to the left and Darling Harbour to the right, and just beautiful views, sunny day, glistening water, and the iconic Harbour Bridge. And we were back to our accommodation. It was pretty magical, wasn't it?
Yeah, Sydney Harbour, and the buildings and everything that surround it is spectacular.
Yeah. So my favourite place to have a wine was the restaurant.
Really? Really? That is so surprising. Oh, that is so surprising, Lan.
That I got him first.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think if you're going to take that one, I've got to go Tyrrell's. That VAT one, Semillon.
But then the food at Hungerford Hills.
Well, that's true. Yeah, actually, no, I'll take. Anyway, let's just say it was all perfect.
Yeah, let's just say there wasn't a bad place to have wine.
No. Even breakfast was good. Yeah. And there was no wine.
There was no wine. Well, as you can tell, we had a great day. Thank you to my family, and thanks to Matt from Sydney Prive. I will put a link to, obviously, his website in the show notes as well, because he does lots of other tours around that area as well.
Oh, he does Blue Mountains and all sorts of things. Yeah.
Walks around the harbour, and I've seen some of the pictures he puts on. So I'll put a link to that. But don't forget to go and check out the pictures and also the map that I'm going to put up on our website. So beachtravelwine.com, Hunter Valley. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anything else? We got any more Tyrrells to put in the fridge for tonight?
It might be arriving today.
24 bottles coming.
It's 24. Yeah. So that'll keep us off the streets, or put us on the streets, one or the other.
All right. Well, it's goodbye from me.
Yeah, goodbye, folks. Adios, amigos.